Greetings, Public Health 400 students. This is Cotton, your Public Health Librarian. I'm sending out some videos addressing your individual group topics. And so these videos are going to be considerably shorter than the last one, but they're really going to focus entirely on your specific topic. If it feels like you're sort of being thrown into the deep end or you're just going kind of way too quickly in these videos, please go back and check the previous video that was sent over, as well as the how-to videos on the research guide. That can really give you some context on how these are working as searches. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so this video is for the group working on teen pregnancy and childbirth. Now, what I can tell you about this topic is that there's a lot of different ways you can approach this, and so I don't want to steer you into any particular areas, because something like teen pregnancy can involve education, it can involve sociology, it can involve ethnology. There's a lot of different subject areas that this particular topic can find its way going into. And so I urge you to keep that in mind. Like I said, there's a lot of options available to you. I do not have time to cover all of them, but I'm going to cover the most likely ones you'll be writing about. However, as always, if you want to sort of zag in a different direction, let me know. I'm here to help you with that. To start with, I'm going to go over to PubMed here, and I looked up teen pregnancy in that MESH subject heading, the MESH, database that we use within PubMed. So this is not me searching for articles, I'm searching for subjects, and when I search teen pregnancy, I am taken to this subject heading, pregnancy in adolescence. And this is really going to be the ideal terminology to work with. Now, I can search pregnancy in adolescence and then click search, and I will get 8,000 articles going back to 1932. So even setting for 10 years, it's about 2,000. So there's a good number of results in here. However, you might want to consider searching that with an additional search term, focusing on a specific subtopic. That can be anything from the health of the child to the effect on the parents. Like I said, there's many, many different ways you can go into. I would also recommend looking at APA PsycInfo. And here we are at APA PsycInfo. If you've used this before and it looks different, that's normal. Don't be worried. The interface was updated over the past summer. However, it does operate a little bit differently. We can always put our searches in here and find whatever we're looking for. However, it might be easier to scroll down, and under filters, we might select peer-reviewed just because we know we want to get articles back from peer-reviewed journals. But we can also look here in the subjects. In here, I can search for whatever I'm hoping to find as a subject, and I might try teen pregnancy. However, when it comes back, we can see that teen pregnancy is not listed as an actual subject. But if I scroll down, I can find adolescent pregnancy, and that is going to be what we're looking for. So I can select the checkbox right next to that, and then if I scroll up, I can click on Add to Search. And now I'm looking at adolescent pregnancy. So every article that I get back should have adolescent pregnancy attached to it as a subject heading. It's also going to be coming from peer-reviewed journals. Now I could certainly add in more search terms right here, and I might want to do that. But if I'm not quite sure how I want to narrow this down, I can just search from this. And we can see that there's 2,410 results. Now it's worth noting that we are in APA PsycInfo, so a lot of these might be dealing with topics in mental health and psychology or psychiatry. But if we want to sort of further narrow this down, we can always look and say, oh, we want results from the last 5 years. That will certainly help. And now we're down to 294. But if I'm not sure how else I might want to narrow this down or what I actually specifically want to write about with teen pregnancy, I can go into these filters. And in there, we see subject major heading. And it's going to give us the listing of the most common subject headings found in these 294 results. And these include things like adolescent mothers, reproductive health, sexual health, birth control, sex education. But I can click on 43 more and see that there's a lot of other options. And so if I want to focus on a specific aspect of adolescent pregnancy, this might be a good place to look to get those results back. Once I've done that, I can scroll down and access these articles as I see fit. Just so you know, when you see Find It at Public Library, that doesn't mean we don't have it. It means if I click on this, it's going to take me into OneSearch, where it's going to tell me whether or not we have this specific article available in a different database. And as we can see right here, we do. It's just in a database called Science Direct. I can click on this link and it will take me right to that article. I really do recommend checking out PsycInfo if you want to develop any sort of research on the mental health or attitudes, beliefs, perceptions, things like that of this subject. All right, so that's really what I have for today. Like I said, please feel free to reach out if you'd like more guidance. Please check out those earlier videos if it feels like this is moving way too quickly. And don't forget, I'm here on the Public Health Research Guide. You can always view the how-to videos on using the databases right here. And you can also contact me with my information right there. So thank you for your time. Good luck with your research, and let me know what I can do to help. Have a great day.